Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Mountain Blade to Bannerlord. Today we are diving in and taking a look at a brand new mod that adds in the Greeks and the Spartans to the vanilla campaign, and it's a pretty fun one to mess around with. The roster is extremely big, so what we'll do today is we're going to dive in, we're going to take a look at the mod itself, then we're going to go ahead and dive into some battles, take a look at some of the units, and then we'll just have a big old brawl, and then at the end of the video I'll show you guys exactly how you install this one. It is very easy and does work with a lot of other minor mods. However, I have tried this with Eagle Rising, the mod that adds in all the Romans and Barbarians and other units, and it doesn't seem to work. Hopefully in the future we will get a patch that will maybe make these two mods work together. That would be awesome to have the Greeks in before Eagle Rising get their ones in. You know, they're going to be a while to get them in, so that would be really awesome to have this mod to kind of filter in and kind of fix in there at the same time. So let's dive into the campaign and see where these Greeks go on the campaign map and the type of units that they can bring to bear. Okay, so we are now in the campaign map, and as you can see, the Greeks do take over the northern part of the empire. They go ahead and have a pretty good control over the north. The western and southern empires are still alive and they are down here. However, they also have the Greek units. Again, I'm not sure if this is intended or just something that the modder hasn't quite got rid of quite yet, but as of this video recording, the empires to the south also have Greek units. It would be nice to have that changed at some point if they are planning on only having one Greek faction in the north. So as you can see, the Greeks do take up all the northern empire. They have their own custom lords as well as many other clans. They also kind of like the grayish color that they do take up on the campaign map itself. Some of the lords have been replaced with new Greek armor, weapons and shields. However, also some haven't, so that is again something that probably does need to be addressed. You can see some still have the vanilla Greek armor. I mean, oh my god, that dude is short. Then a lot of the other characters are also replaced. So it's kind of like a big mix and match right there. The unit rosters themselves is actually pretty vast, and these can be recruited from any settlement. So first things first, we have the normal Hellenic Helots. These are going to be the base troop line right here, and you can see we also have a Spartan troop line as well that we'll take a look at afterwards. And the troop tree is very, very vast. You have kind of the basic line that goes down into all the missiles. You have some peltists as well, so a nice mix and choice between the two, whether you want more long-range archers, or maybe you want shielded archers, or maybe you want javelins. You can kind of really customize your missile force. The infantry line has a nice diverse roster as well. You have kind of your basic hoplites going all the way down to the heavily armored Greeks. We also have some more of the high passers who are kind of sword and shield. So again, you have that choice whether you want to go heavy hoplites or you want to go sword and shield. You can kind of really decide that. And then we also even have a phalanx pike unit, which again, really cool. Not sure how these work precisely, but still very cool nonetheless. You know, just to have a full-on pike unit is cool, and getting that kind of in the game, obviously was very, very Greek. And then we have an entire cavalry line. Again, one of the great things about this mod is it gives you the choice. You have a melee sword and I think these are just swords, right? Yeah, they just actually have swords, no shields. So you just kind of have a sword shield cavalry, and then you have a shot cavalry, and then finally you have a skirmisher cavalry. So between the high passes, the prodromi, and the heavy high passes, you have a real kind of design between them. And again, as you get to the higher tiers, you can diversify your army that little bit more, which is cool. And then we have the Spartan line, which is a little bit smaller, but still pretty cool nonetheless. So on the far left, you do have a strong melee infantry. You have the Spartan Zephos, you have the Spartan shield, a good old spear, and also a javelin. You have the Spartan Spartan pikeman, so obviously got that much longer pike. Does it actually say how long? Yeah, it's 421 in length. That is crazy. Comparing that to the normal spear, that's 150. That is one hell of a pike. So they're going to be the Spartan hoplites. We have the Spartan sword and shield, and then also finally the Spartan archer. So overall, the rosters are really, really cool. It's nice to see. I would just say that it would be nice to have maybe these two factions, you know, kind of be kept back to normal, back to the Empire units, rather than being able to recruit. Because, for example, if I go over here and I enter into a city, you guys will be able to see, yeah, it's all Spartans, where they're not really part of the Spartan faction. So maybe that's just a bug, and that's something that will be fixed. Again, the dream is to have this mod work with Eagle Rising and have the Northern Empire replaced by the Greeks, and then have these bottom two being the Western and Southern Roman factions. That'd be really cool. I mean, you have like the Britannians and the Greeks the Dacians and the Britons and Gauls out to the left, Carthaginians, the Scythian horse archers out to the east as well. That'd be really, really dope. Definitely would be. So now let's jump into a battle, and I'll show you guys a bit more of these guys up close and personal. Okay, guys, we are now in the battle, and as you guys can see, our units are set up, ready to engage the enemy. We have some of these Spartan pikemen, because I was kind of interested in how these guys would perform. I don't think they're going to use their pikes, unfortunately. However, they might do, and that could be pretty interesting. We also have the Spartan hoplites looking very cool indeed. Lots of different custom shields, which I think makes it very, very interesting. Why is my character just running over here? Okay, well, we'll probably pause it whilst we quickly take a look at the units. And then we also have some of the Cretan archers. Again, these are the shield variants. There's several variants of them. We got the javelins and also the non-shielded but more heavily armored ones. And then we also have some Greek cavalry here as well. These are the shock horses. So you can see these ones with the long spear ready for battle. I'm also going to be using as well during this a mod that allows me to actually go ahead and use spears way more effectively. The spears in the current version of Bannerlord are not very good whatsoever. So I've gone ahead and grabbed a mod to go ahead and adjust that, which should hopefully make them that little bit more better. And I'll show you guys at the end of the video how to get that mod. It basically just means that you don't get stuck up on your allies when you thrust your spear, and you do way more damage even if the enemy's a lot closer. It just, maybe it's not historically accurate, but it makes the spears way better to use, and it makes the AI use them way, way, way more efficiently, which is nice. So let's go ahead. So the enemy's going to be coming across the hill at us, which is fine. Let's go ahead and get our pike line up there. As I said, it would be very nice if they did decide to go ahead and utilize that, but I don't think they're going to utilize their pikes, unfortunately, unless they're fighting cavalry, which again I don't think they're really going to be. The cavalry will be charging me. And then let's also go ahead and get our main hoplite wall into that juicy shield wall. And then of course I'll give the cavalry over to the AI as well, which should be fine. So yeah, let's see the hoplites formed up. Looking very nice indeed. Pretty goddamn deadly. Does seem like they need a little bit of an undercoat right there, or something on their legs, because they're just showing their bulge to everybody, and I don't think that's very YouTube friendly. So hopefully they do, fix that. We'll get our Cretan archers up. I mean, again, we could put our Cretan archers forward. Oh yeah, as well, something to it I didn't even mention is we do actually have a lot of Persian units in this mod as well. There's a handful of Persian units. I say a lot. There's about 4 or 5 that you can mess around with. They do replace some of the Azerite units. So yeah, you have some cool Persian units, which is nice. A good adversary for the Greeks to fight, which is pretty cool. You got some cool weapons in there. You got some cool shields and some decent armor. They have a couple units of infantry, a couple units of cavalry, and then a couple units of archers. But yeah, it's nice. It's nothing crazy, but it's still decent. And yeah, it doesn't seem like these guys are going to use their pikes, which is such a shame. Man, I wish they would. That'd be so cool. Right now, though, our Cretan archers are shooting like absolute machine guns. They really are. But what we'll do is we probably need to reform our shield wall to better face the enemy. So we will do that. So maybe form up something like this. I mean, they have a lot more guys than us, so we need to be a little bit careful. But yeah, let's do something like that. Should be fine, I think. And yeah, it does seem like our pikes are just wielding their swords. Oh man, that's such a shame. If they were fighting cavalry, it would be fine. Yeah, you can see that they use their pikes against cavalry, and it actually works pretty well. And again, I imagine with the mod we're using, the spear rework mod, the pikes would actually probably work pretty effectively. Okay, no, I mean, they're kind of using it. They're kind of using their pikes. I mean, they're getting shot to pieces by archers, but maybe I need to tell them to advance. Could be a good idea. So tell them to advance into the enemy, and we'll see what they do. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of using them. I mean, obviously, advancing isn't going to be, super effective. Okay, they failed. That's fine. Now let's see how our shield wall does fare against the Persian onslaught. The left flank has been overrun a little bit, which is fine. Okay, that was not the best first little advance right there. But you can see the spears, let's see how much better the spears are. I'm attacking through, multiple ranks, and the spears can get stuck in and actually do really good damage. Yeah, look at that, the Spartan hoplites are racking up the kills now against the Persians as they clash against my ranks. Yeah, you can really see like just how much better the spear rework makes spears. It's actually kind of crazy. Like before, this weapon would not be able to do something like this. But now these hoplite walls actually work really effectively. And it makes the spear into the legendary weapon it actually is. And oh my god, the Spartans have absolutely demolished them. Look at the body of Persians. Good job, you brave Spartan warriors. The enemy have basically been completely defeated. There we go. I mean, that's not a bad war cry if I've ever seen one, right? That is not a bad war cry whatsoever. As we see the Spartans cheering in their glory. For some reason, the game really wants me to throw my character forward, and we can just tell the guys to charge up now. I don't think there's many enemies left. Yeah, a handful of enemies. Only 23 of them left. So yeah, Spartans strong. Unfortunately, the pikemen don't really work as intended, but I'm sure, you know, eventually modders will be able to get these the pikemen to actually work as a proper pike wall. It'll be really interesting to see that. You know, maybe they can do knockback, but they don't do much damage, or I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the modders do get them to work. But as I said, let's just dive in, take out a few of these guys. I have a sword as well. Because, yeah, the actual, like, Spartan sword combat isn't going to be great. That's their lord as well, I think. Isn't going to be great because, yeah, these swords are so short. Oh, hello. So they're going to really rely on that spear thrust and using that as their primary weapon. But, yeah, there we go. Nice little victory right there, showing the power of the Spartans on the battlefield. So cool, let's go ahead and dump into a quick install guide. This mod takes like seconds to install, so it is really quick. If you guys are jumping off a video now though, please do go ahead and drop a like and a comment down below, and obviously subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive into that tutorial. Okay, first things first, as always in these tutorials, you're going to want to go ahead and right click on your Bannerlord, go to properties, go to local files and verify your game integrity. This will clear all unwanted files and make sure that you have a good vanilla game to go ahead and start off with. It will download all the files you need to require, and whenever you're having any major crashes with your vanilla game, this is what you always want to do. Then what you're going to want to go ahead and do is go over to Nexus mods. I'll leave a link to both these mods down below in the description, and you're going to want to go ahead and download both the 300 Spartan mod right here by going on files and hitting this one right here. This is currently available for 1.7.1. You're going to want to download this and also do the exact same for the spear rework. Even though this says it's just working for 1.7.0, it does still work for 1.7.1, which is what the version I am playing on. And you're going to want to go ahead and click manually download, and then when it comes up, go ahead and click the slow download. You do need an account on Nexus Mods, but you can get it for free and just click these slow downloads. I don't recommend you go through their launcher because it just doesn't really work and it causes more issues. Manually installing is just as easy, so don't be scared. Okay, so now that we have them files downloaded, you'll have them in your download section. You should be able to whip them up by using something like WinRAR or 7-zip. I'm not going to go through how to install them because it's super easy and you can just Google it. There's plenty of guides out there for stuff like that. But you need something to unpack your game. Then once you've got them downloaded and got them in this file, you're going to want to go ahead and find the place to go ahead and put them. And to do that is super simple. Just right click on your Mount and Blade Bannerlord, go down to manage and click browse local files. That's going to pop up with this file right here, and then you're going to want to go over to modules, and this is where you dump all of your mods. So what you're going to want to do is just go ahead and select them, drag and drop them into your file. For me, it's going to come up with, oh, do you want to replace them, because I've already got them installed, but for you guys, it should just drop in and be fine. Okay, now that you've gone ahead and got the files in your module folder, you should just be able to launch the game right off the bat. I use this custom Bannerlord mod launcher, which I'll link down below in the description. It's really easy to install and the page does a great job of it, so I won't explain it. But you can also just do this on the normal launcher. You're going to want to go ahead and have the Spartan at the top of your load order, then the Spartan Empire faction, and then the spear rework at the bottom, and you should just be able to go ahead and click play, and it should work perfectly. You shouldn't run into any issues. It's pretty simple. This mod does work with a lot of minor mods. Anything else that changes the campaign map, you're going to have issues with, but for the most part, if it's just like minor kind of mods like diplomacy or improved garrisons, RTS camera, none of that stuff should conflict with it whatsoever, so you should be good to go. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to keep on seeing these mod install guides, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.